Hello everyone and welcome to round 13 here, the season 12 SOR Grand Prix. Here we have in Japan, Suzuka, a 5.8 kilometer distance track with 18 corners and 1 DRS zone on the start finish straight. Lots of twists and turns. Let's go over a few action zones. We go Ruthvo and Marcel in Season 8 going side by side up the tight S's of the first sector, and then here in turns 2, Aisin throwing away the championship 2 seasons ago and lost it to Ruthvo. But speaking of championships, today we have a potential championship on the line. A person by the name of Maple is in a very good position, well, not maybe in a good position, but is in a position to win the championship. There are many ways that he can win the championship. There are quite a few actually, so I'm going to read them out, and you should just remember them. So, if Maple outscores Jopi in any way, shape, or form, Jopi is out of the title fight. If he wins the race, Phoenix has to be P3, and fastest lap does not matter. If he's P2, Phoenix has to be P6. If he's P2 with the fast lap, Phoenix has to be P5. P3, Phoenix has to be P7. P3, Phoenix has to be P6. P4 has to be P9. P4 fast lap, P8, P5, and outside the points, P5. So it's basically, if you look at it this time, I'm pretty sure it's 5 positions every time. No, it's 4. Yeah, it's 4 every time from P1 from P2 to P4. It's 4 positions if he doesn't have the fastest lap. So just look at it like that. If he's in P2, he needs to finish P6, but if he has the fast lap, he needs to obviously be 1 position up Phoenix. So it's not that difficult. He needs to remain within 4 positions of Maple in the top 4. If Maple finishes 5th, Phoenix has to finish outside the points. So either or, it's going to be very difficult for Maple to win the race. However, if Maple wins the race, that means that Phoenix has to finish P3, and nothing more and nothing less. So really, a win, I'd say, is what Maple needs right now, because P2, P6, considering Phoenix, I believe in every race he's finished, he's either on the podium or top 5. I don't think a P6 finish is realistic in terms of his finishing, but you never know. Could be some surprises. But he even said himself, more than likely it will come to a last race showdown in Australia next week, because I believe the gap to the championship is what, a few, like 14 points, something like that. It's in the 10s, or it might be just over 9 points. I'm not sure, but people needs to have at least 26 points carried into the last race. But anyways, we will go on board with them for a lap around Suzuka. DRS is activated, and down the start finish straight he goes. You want to brake just as you're about a straight line and parallel to that curb on the inside. Down to 4th gear. There's a double front lock up there, which is kind of weird. 6th gear, hold it into 6th, and then downshift to 5th. Keep it in 5th, upshift, or keep it in 5th, sorry, and then downshift once, maybe twice, just to get the extra rotation, then quickly gear up, and then mash the throttle and go as tight as possible. Don't want to run wide because you will invalidate. Here, 15-meter board, chuck it down 2 gears, use as much of the curves as possible at the end of the curb, down to 4th, and then ride the apex on the exit. Here's 7th gear, once you're in a straight line, just a bit after the curb, but that's your braking point, down into 2nd gear, then short shift to 3rd, and then short shift to 4th to get the power down on the exit. Stay nice and tight, as it does gain you actually quite a few hundredths of a second. Spoon, a very tricky corner to get right, just a bit after the 50-meter board. You want to ride to 5th gear, ride the curb on the outside, then stay nice and tight. That was actually a really good run through Spoon. However, he did lose the back end, which did cost him a few tenths there. Jopi in P1 with the 26.4. Let's see, this Maple set a purple second sector. No, he doesn't. He sets a 10.3, which is a pretty good, decent second sector. Here, just roughly before the 100-meter board, down to 2nd, short shift up to 3rd, ride the inside curb. Doesn't do that too much. Here without the bump, you can go flat out, up into 6, up into 7, DRS is activated, and he comes across the line, and he sets a 26.7. He is 13th hundredth of a second behind Phoenix, and Trophy keeping this championship alive by being in provisional pole position. Remember, he needs to outscore Maple in any way, shape, or form in order to remain in the championship. If Maple outscores him in any way, shape, or form, he's out of the championship. So Trophy really right now needs to depend on a good result, and currently, considering he's 3/10 quicker than anyone else on the field, that does show that he has practiced and he is there to win. But I believe Racing Point Honor, no, it has won the Constructors Championship. If it was not last race, it was the race before. I don't think it was really any challenge. They were both on the podium practically every single race, so you know, that had to happen eventually. R10 chucking himself into P4, saving P5. There's only 4 people able to break the 26 now, which is really good time. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a mid-25 as pole position. That's usually what pole times are around here. As Sadie goes a bit, or Rosie goes a bit wide there. Can we catch anyone on the lap? Catch Vessel. Vessel's racing today. I did not notice that. Vessel, who was, I believe, last year's championship, or last year's champion. Or no, it was Ruthel, but he came really close. Vessel is a very quick guy, or was in 2019 at least. That much I know. However, I don't know if in 2020 his performances has been the best, because I do remember him being the one to beat in my league racing into SRL. But I did notice that he was struggling a bit in Tier 1, and I believe he's actually left Tier 1 over there. So he's come to race here, back in his old place, and he's performed a Spinella. I believe Vessel went to iRacing or ACC, one of an actual sim game. So, you know, hence why he might be out of pace, but regardless, he does have the talent. I know it might just take him a bit of a time to get back up to speed. Fox, however, in the Red Bull. Speaking of Red Bull, today Red Bull revealed their new livery, and although it looks the same, it's slightly different, with a red line as at the front of just before a nose. There's a red line there, but it's half because of the Aston Martin logo. With Aston Martin obviously having their own team, they don't need to sponsor Red Bull anymore, so that's gone, and it's just replaced with a solid line. On the front wing, they also have a few more. They have one more sponsor. On the rear wing, of course, instead of it being Aston Martin there on the back, it just says Honda. And I believe near the rear diffuser, behind the bowl, there's a few more sponsors just lying about there. But Fox has actually invalidated his lap. I don't know if he'll go again or if he'll pull into the pits. Let's see. He does pull into the pits, so I believe Encore has started his lap. Go over with him. AlphaTauri as well. Can't change cameras. AlphaTauri, I believe this is last week. Did unveil their there we go. Did unveil their car as well. Essentially just the white and the AlphaTauri blue switched. And also it's the same thing with Alfa Romeo yesterday. Their red and white switched. White at the top and red at the bottom, which I think looks a lot better. I just wanna. There's no Alfa Romeos on track, so we can't reference. No, McLaren looks identical, other than a few more blue spots on the wing, which is kind of disappointing. Just the way they hyped it up, and really it being the same livery isn't what McLaren fans want, considering they have one of the biggest fan bases for the Lando. Renault haven't unveiled it. I believe everyone's next week or the week after. That's when everyone is revealing. So in the next coming weeks, we'll have everyone. It's Encore coming across the final chicken now. Will he be able to set a respectable time? Just across the final corner now. Looks to be quite a good lap. It's 27-1. The field is quite tight, so hence why he might not be as high up as you think he would be with that time, but nonetheless, Pixel is on an out lap, 7 or just over 8 minutes to go, I'd say, with the commentator glitch, which is, yes, still a thing. Let's see, Pixel from a 27-2, can he improve and chuck himself in the 26s? Seems to be quite a rapid few S's. Coming across. Second S. Oh, you don't want to touch that inside curb, yeah, and he does lose the back end and goes to a gravel trap. So his lap will be invalidated. Maple is actually on the lap. Coming across the first sector, he's a 10th faster on his time, and I do believe that he will also find a crap ton of time through there because he did lock up his 2 front wheels going into there, and also to turn 1, so hence why he found so much time. Here it's very weird. It acts as if you're going really slow through the mid corner. Turns out you're actually going really quick. there's no real way to approach that corner. You can go wide then in, or you can go tight and then out, or you can go mid-mid. Really depends on your racing strategy, as he goes very wide there, Maple. Last time he did lose the back end, he didn't lose the back end there, so that's going to be easy. 2/10 up at his time. This looks like to be a start lap. He set a 10.3 last time in the second sector. He sets a 9.8 in this time, and he's 5/10 up on his time. This is going to be provisional pole position. As long as he doesn't mess up his final chicane, he will be on provisional pole. Takes it nice and close, rides the second curb as you should. It's going to be a very quick time. This might be a late 25. He comes across the line, and it is a late 25. It's a 25.9, so very, very good stuff from Maple. And if things stand now, he won't be winning the championship. Phoenix needs to be one position lower in order to do so. But I believe Trophy is going to finish his lap, and then Phoenix just before. I believe this is... It didn't seem too good of a spoon. I don't think Maple will be able to improve that spoon unless if he gets it absolutely pinpoint perfect again. I say he goes P3, so if things finish like that in the race, Maple will be winning the championship. Trophy is improving, so it doesn't look like he'll be able to challenge Maple for pole position. But we'll see. Maybe there's a lot of time through here that he found. Perhaps, you know, one back end loss as he chucks it into the pits. I think it was a respectable P3, and Phoenix has actually invalidated. So unless if he's going again, he's not going again. But Maple right now in a very good position. I don't think he needs to go out again after that 25.9. I think that lap is just too good to be beaten, to be fair. As Poof Wobbles has spun. Didn't say that in a little while. Currently right now, Maple is almost a second quicker than Phoenix. Just 2/10 off being that second quicker. So yeah, it's crazy pace that Maple has found around here. Now he might have one lap pace, but we'll have to see if he has a something laps, race pace. Don't know how many laps there are around this track, but I definitely know there are a few. Trying to find someone who's on lap. Vessel is going for his second lap. His first sector seems quite good. See as he comes across the first sector split. He's 3/10 up on his previous time, which was a 42.3. I believe he did spin somewhere around here, so definitely will improve. Noticed he's clipped the grass and he's driven on the grass quite a few times. We'll have to see. Will Vessel be the unexpected challenger at the front as Lutuzzi chucks in a P3 time of a 26.6. So Phoenix looking in a bad position right now, because even if Maple drops down to P2, I believe, yeah, okay, no, he needs to be P6. So yeah, if it finishes like this, Maple is winning the championship, which is absolutely nuts. But this one now sitting at 10.8. He's 13 seconds faster than his previous best, so he will definitely be jumping quite a few people as he comes across the final corners very cautiously, not to invalidate this one or spin on this one. It's not going to be a pole, but it's going to be a late 27, early 27. Chucks into P11 behind his teammate, and right now he is just over 2.5 seconds slower than pole time, or 1.5 seconds, sorry, which is nuts. Talzi is out there, but not out. Let's see, has anyone on Encore started his lap? We're right on board with Encore. I have to see what he can do. He can chuck it in front of Phoenix, that would help. But Maple right now, I don't know if it would need to go out, because Trophy didn't improve on his second time, and he was actually 2/10 slower than his previous best. So I believe Trophy needs to improve by 1, 2, 3, 4, just over 4.5 tenths in order to get on pole. So I think Maple is safe, but if he thinks that he could find more time, then might as well go out by all means. However, it would be nice to have another fresh set of softs, just in case if, you know, late safety cars. I'm not saying tire wear isn't too bad around here. Actually, it is quite bad. Well, it isn't bad, it's just that tires overheat are quite overheating prone, don't know what to call it, but they do overheat quite regularly. So Encore comes across the final chicane now, very smoothly. AlphaTauri man, previously Toro Rosso, comes across the line, goes P6. So that's going to be his qualifying done. Unless if he's going for another one. Seems like he's going for... No, he's not going for another one. But that's going to be his qualifying done. Savvy is on an outlap. He's going to come across the line anytime soon now. I believe a lot of people in the pits now are going to start coming out. With just over 2 minutes to go. It says 1:30, but I doubt that very much. As Savvy, can he get himself up there on the front row? Or can he even get himself in P3? This comes across the first set of corners. Seems to be very nice indeed. There's a Red Bull behind him. I believe that's Fox, who got out the way, and now he's back on track. So let's say even 140. Let's say people would want to be coming out now, right? Not sure, or unless there's like a 2-minute glitch on my thing, which I doubt, but who knows. As he's 2/10 quicker than his previous best, which will put him to P2. Just 2.5 will put him into P2. So Savvy looking quite competitive here, and if Maple does in fact keep his P1 at the end of the race, Phoenix now also has Savvy to deal with, and Latozzi as well, it seems, if Latozzi can improve as previous best. As people are coming out now of the pits, so I'd say there's roughly 1:50 now. Who knows? Savvy, it's 20 seconds to get to the line, so unless if he doesn't, to see yeah, people are coming out now, so I definitely say that time on the top right is false. As Savvy now, will he be able to put himself on the front row of the grid? That is, if Trophy does not improve. Let's see where the McLaren boy number 72 comes. He goes P2 with the 26.2, which is a very quick lap. So also Latozzi's out. Phoenix hasn't gone. Actually, Phoenix is out the pits now, or that could be Futuristic. I believe Futuristic stayed in and Phoenix has gone out, or both are out anyways. It's Futuristic going out. So who's the first person to come out? So it's gonna be Dropey. Could be Dropey, Maple, and then Phoenix. It's gonna be in that order. Or no, wait. Dropey, Latozzi, Maple, Phoenix. Dropey. No, wait. Dropey, Maple. Yeah, Dropey, Maple, Latozzi, Phoenix. That's gonna be the order. But or people are going to want to be sneaking themselves in pole position will be in. Let's see, Dropey needs to improve by just over 4/10 in order to sneak himself on pole position. Will he be able to do so? Let's find out. As here he goes for his final lap. Remember, one invalidation and it's all over. As turn 1 seems pretty smooth. No corrections or errors there. Through here, ooh, a bit wide through there, a bit more, oh, another bit wide there. Oh, a bit more wide there. He's going wide in every corner, but unless if he can get a good exit through here, loses the back end, and that's not going to help him at all. He comes across the first sector. Let's see what his time is. He's a 10th up on his time, or he's a 10th down on his time, I should say, which is not ideal. He needs to find 5/10 in the second and third sector if he wants to get on pole, so it doesn't look likely that our boy Trophy will be on pole position. But I believe, who's that? Is that R10? It's Darius who's just behind. Or I believe it's just a, I'm not sure who he is, but is he a ghost car? He might be. Savvy comes across the line and goes into pits actually. So Trophy now, he needs to be 4/10 up on his time. Remember, in order to see himself on pole position. Let's see his second sector split. Will it be enough for pole? He's a 10th up. As things stand, he might just be about to get himself on this front row of the grid. If he can improve, comes across the final lines. Really, it's now or never. He really has to send it in through these couple corners. Seems to be, oh, loses the back end. That's not going to help at all, but it takes the tightest line. Will he be able to sneak himself on P2? Yes, he does. With a 26.01, he goes P2, but not pole. So Maple next up. I believe Latozzi has invalidated, yes. So it's really just Maple and Phoenix. Yeah, it is Maple and Phoenix. Maple is up by 2/10 of a second. He comes across the line and he goes on provisional pole with a 25.6. Absolutely crazy. He is a second quicker than Phoenix, and really that's all he needs. Phoenix will get the slipstream from his teammate though. That's really the second he'll need. Just Futuristic gets himself out of the way. He's 2/10 up on his time, so currently right now he's going into a provisional P4. as long as he doesn't invalidate this final chicane or spin or do anything of that sort, he comes across the line. Where is it going to be? It's going to be only enough for P4. So Maple is your pole sitter by just over 5/10 of a second, which is absolutely crazy. The 2 racing points, 1 and 2, would save you Phoenix, Latazi, Encore, Darius, R10, Futuristic, and Pixel to round up the points finishing positions. Vessel, Best the Rest, Fox, Rosie, Scientoni, Buffy Waffle, Cinex, Mars, Lando Norris, and Charles Leclerc, and Antonio Giovinazzi at the very bottom. Don't know if that's gonna stay. But currently, if Phoenix finishes P4 and Maple finishes P1, Maple is winning the championship. So I'll tell you what, we're gonna have a great race here. Phoenix needs to improve on his race pace, considering he's 2/10 off the person in front of him. You know, it's not gonna be. Actually, he's only like 1.5, not 2/10. But it'll be interesting to see exactly what Phoenix will be able to do. If we'll be able to get a good championship battle. Now, it might be raining. Let's see, is there rain? If there is rain, no, it seems like it's gonna stay dry. Looks like the kind of sky that's gonna remain dry for the rest of the session. Right, as we have the people lining up on the grid, Maple, now with everything to play for, he's got himself on pole, he's got one of the 2 things done. Now he just needs to see himself for the next 27 laps to stay in front and hope that Phoenix doesn't overtake Savvy, or he gets overtaken by Latazi, or, you know, he spins, heck. But I think Maple right now would rather win on merit rather than seeing Phoenix DNF. That has happened to me. Or at least when I won the championship, in my first ever championship, I do remember that it was because someone crashed out and I just had to finish the race in the points, which isn't the most, you know, fun thing, considering, you know, you cross the line and you've known like 10 laps before that you'll win the championship. But, you know, regardless, I think Maple right now just needs to push, because I believe you only see the top 5 people on the top left on the leaderboard, so he will be able to see Phoenix across the line. He will be able to see if he did get P4 or not. Maple now, I believe AI car is taking over, so next time he'll be taking over would be for the lights out and away we go sequence. This is getting stressful for me as well. You know, championship fights are always interesting. Last championship fight we had was when Ice and threw it away, but he threw it away, so it wasn't that stressful. But right now, Phoenix and Maple don't seem like type people to throw away a championship, but there is quite Spin Pro's corners around here. No, all the first sector really is spin prone, and Spoon as well. But here we go for what could be the championship defining race. The 5 lights are on. Awkward pause. and it's lights out, and away we go. And it looks like it's a mega start for Maple. He has put himself into P1, and someone in the background has spun. Phoenix keeps his P5 for now as they go side by side into the first sector. The two runners are getting at it, and we're going further back down the grid. It looks like everyone has kept their positions as the two... Oh, it's storming down the inside. His Vessel, he goes side by side with the Red Bull. The Red Bull manages to keep it clean and go in front, but forced to break as someone has spun in the back. That is Skin Tony, who I believe has reset the track. Vessel very much close to the people in front. I believe he spun again, but going forward, trying to see if anyone's picking up a move. Phoenix, who was, or I believe starting P4, is now looking to overtake Savy for the podium position. Savy goes very defensive. He tries to go around the outside. Will he be able to stick it? Savy gives enough space, and he gives a bit too much space to the point where Phoenix might out-traction him as they're going to run side by side. This is not going to help him at all when it comes to closing up to the leaders, but Savy with the inside line, and it looks like it's a heavy break in there for Phoenix. Gets a bit loose there on the entrance as Vessel, I believe, has spun in the back, and he is down into P16. Going further up the grid now, we still have Savy, who has, I believe, lost a bit of time and has lost a bit of ERS. Maple still in P1, almost a second clear of his teammate already. Going for the back, let's see, do we have any moves? We have the two Has drivers who are very much ghosted in between each other. Let's see if we can catch any action going up front. Doesn't look like so, but Maple says he passes up with 3-1-0. Oh, Pixel. Oh god, someone destroyed the DRS board. No idea what just happened there. As R10 has lost a few positions, and we get a terrible camera angle. Try and go a bit forward. Someone spun. I believe that's a Vessel. He has spun into the pits. So he gets reset by the game. As by him, as Phoenix in the Tuzzy. Phoenix is spun! Phoenix is spun, and he's into the wall. That's going to be surely his championship over. But no, he's going to keep going, and now he's going to have to hopefully play a Sebastian Vettel and with a virtual safety car, as I believe Mars has died just in front of him in the wall. Where is he? He's not. We can't see him, but Phoenix has lost his front wing going side by side with the Tozzy. I did not catch what happened, but that means that currently Maple is winning the championship, but Phoenix, all he needs to do, he needs to race the race of his life and go up into P4 if he wants to have a chance at getting there. But he needs P3 if Maple wins the race. Phoenix needs to be P3. Right now he's in P10, so it's not impossible. Remember, there's still a crap ton of race laps to go, and it could be for one more safety car, it could be for one more incident that could spark the everything, because it's not that far away from the leader. If we look to the leader, he's 15 seconds behind Maple, but now he's going to box what I believe will be fresh. A drive-through penalty! Maple has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the pit lane! Oh, it's all gone to shambles for Maple. I believe he might want to serve that now. So while Phoenix boxes to repair his front wing, Maple will have to box to serve his drive-through. That has put a spark in the plug really nicely there. That is crazy. So Phoenix is also in the pits, but remember, Maple, it's kind of good for him because now he doesn't need to, he can keep going on the same set of softs. However, Phoenix will be in a much harder position considering he'll need to box again. Maple really right now is just in the same strategy, just pretending he spun, and now he's at the very back. So now Maple is gonna have to catch up and try and win this race like that. But Phoenix has put it into old hards. I don't know if they'll be able to make it to the end of the race. It might, but remember, Maple still needs to stop as well, and he'll be on the fresher tires. Overall, I think Maple is in a better position. So it was lucky he got that drive through, and Phoenix also had to change his front wing. But currently, as things stand, Maple will not win the championship. He needs to finish P5, and Phoenix outside the points in order to win the championship. So anything could happen. As Mars kind of killed himself there. As said by chat, doesn't know how to brake. Someone has spun in turn 1. That is Encore. It's on fresh and immediate softs. Is now in the wall. And that could be potentially another virtual safety car, or even a safety car if the game decides to do so. We're going up the field. Looks like R10's getting quite spicy with Futuristic, as Trophy says he passed that. Yeah, Trophy really gifted the chance to win this race now because of that, and almost rammed into his teammate, actually, I should mention. So Encore is still having difficulties. R10 looking very close to Futuristic. He doesn't go for it, as Vessel spun at the back. So it's like Vessel's race has gone from bad to worse. Maple making steady progress. He was 7.9 last lap. He's now 7.8 and 7.7 now. So Maple looking to catch back up to people in front and potentially maybe win this race. Who knows? I doubt he'll win, considering, you know, people like Jokin TV are mega quick as well at the front. But someone who's having a bit of a hard time, and he spun into the wall, is Vessel. Vessel really right now not in the groove at all, spinning quite a few times. That will give the position to Phoenix. Oh, he's DNF'd. Vessel's DNF'd on track, I believe. That could be a safety car. Will that be a safety car? Could it be a safety car? Doesn't look like it is. Doesn't look like it's going to be. So right now, Vessel's stranded on track, dead, and no safety car. So that is pretty neat. R10's very close to the back of Futuristic. Futuristic is also very close to the back of Pixel. Maple now 5.0 seconds. He gained 2 seconds to the people in front, I believe, because they are squabbling in front. Or I believe it could just be because he's slow. Someone spun Skintoni, spun in the same place Vessel has, and R10 isn't able to get a move on. Ooh, great camera angle, do like that. Turn 1 remembers the iconic corner where Senna and Prost came together. Which is not exactly Pog, but, you know, Senna did do that just to keep the championship alive, I think it is, or to win the championship, not sure. Tozzy and Poolwaffles getting at it in the, don't know what happened actually, to be fair. Phoenix on the back of Cynics now. We'll go on board quickly. As, ooh, bit of a punt there. But Cynics is on 2 level, he's on fresh softs compared to fresh meat hards. You'd think it would be easy for Cynics to run away, but currently right now it doesn't seem like it. Cynics will have the upper hand though, regardless if he's slower or not through these traction corners. But right now Maple's objective, oh god, as Phoenix has himself a 3-second time penalty, so that's going to put a spanner in the works as he goes into overtake. Goes down the inside, spins! He spins, he lost the back end, he's done a Kavia, but now he's just overheat the tires quite a bit now. But now he needs to do all of his hard work back again, and that's going to overheat his tires quite immensely here. But I do remind you that the best scenario for Maple, considering he's already on the back of Rorzy, would him finish in P5. He needs to aim for P5, Maple. He needs to finish P5 in order to win the championship if Phoenix doesn't get any points. But not only that, I think it would be easier if he got P4 or even P3. If he gets P4, then Phoenix needs to be P9. But if he gets P3, Phoenix has to be P7. So I think the higher you go, the better. And considering 1 position gained is 2 positions more for Phoenix that he needs to get up to, I think it's worth the risk. As Maple is now 5/10 behind Rorzy. He's got up quite a bit and doesn't have more ARS than Rorzy, but roughly has the same. As Rorzy goes very wide, if he lost the back end, he would have collected Maple there quite badly. It doesn't seem like Rorzy is fighting this too much. He sees that he is slower than Maple quite substantially, and he's going to let that move slide as he goes very wide, and it continues. But with Phoenix with the 3-second time penalty, that's going to be very difficult now to just need to overtake people and then gap more than 3 seconds. Maple doesn't, and already getting penalties around here is quite complicated unless if you absolutely mounch, spoon, or this chicane that Maple's currently crossing. Yeah, it's not going to be that easy. Maple now is 10 seconds behind R10. Needs to make up as much time as he can before the pit stop phases. So like that, he doesn't, you know, he could be as close as he can with fresh tires. As long as R10, Maple, and etc. squabble, Maple will be able to catch up. As Maple needs at least B5 to win the championship. So Maple's already gained quite a bit of time. These two hash drivers are getting at it, and points is Cynics, the hash driver, is in points. So Phoenix can catch up to that group. He will be in a position to win the race. To get himself within the championship battle. Really, right now, it looks like the gaps are quite huge, and if Maple finishes P3, he'll need to finish P7, and that seems to be just over 20 seconds in front. People in front didn't box yet, so keep that in mind. He is on the freshest tires on the field, kind of. As R10 matches that corner, that's probably going to be a warning. Maple has gained a second in the past lap. I do tell you that is the case. It's 9.1, now he's 8.1, 8.2 actually, but Proof of Waffles being overtaken by Phoenix. Older softs versus fresh medium or hards wasn't really going to be that much of a battle, but regardless, the move had to be done. Oh, goes very wide there. However, I do find that if you go very wide there, you do actually get a better line. However, you do also risk getting a penalty. Go there wide too much, you do get indeed the penalty. But Maple has steadily closed into the gap, and if he can get to the back of these guys during the pit stop phases, then that will be even easier for him. However, I don't think he will be within the pit stop. Will be in the DRS of these guys at the pit stop phases. I don't know when the pit stop phases is, to be fair. Do you remember it being lap 11? Just broadly remember lap 11, or anything from lap 9 to 12, I think, is the pit stop phases. Trophy starts his 9th lap. Maple didn't make too much progress on R10, only gained 7/10, but if he can gain 7/10 a lap, pit stop is actually open, and he gets a penalty. Maple with the 3-second time penalty. That is not going to be good for him. So it looks like two championship contenders with 3-second time penalties. That isn't going to be easy, but we are going to check the warning situations for everyone. Dropey has no warnings. Savvy only has 1. Pigs only has 0. Futuristic 1. R10 2. So R10 is prone to getting 1. Oh my god, I thought that was Maple's spine. It was only within that area. So it's Cantoni who did spin in sector 1. Phoenix very close to the back of Cynics, so much so that he's overtaken before the DRS straight has started. So as things stand, Championship will be going to Australia. Is important to note. So I believe pit stop phases will be this lap. They're pushing quite a bit, but Maple might be able to go a couple laps more, considering he did the drive-through. He didn't really push for that straight, sure, but he might be able to do something here. We have 2 yellow flags. One person's died actually. That could be a VSC. No, VSC, no safety car. As Phoenix gets in front of Latazzi. Well, I believe Latazzi was the person that spun, so that's gifted a position to Phoenix as well. So Phoenix really being gifted position to your hand over fist as Trophy pits, Futuristic pits, R10 pits, Savvy pits, Pixel pits, top 5 pits. As Futuristic gets himself a 5-second time penalty, so no penalties on track, but however he does get the penalty there. So he's going to stay out on his older tires though, and he's going to go on the mediums, surprisingly, as Trophy sees his teammate come out just in front. As Trophy was the only one who opted to go on the hards, everyone behind opted to go on the mediums. 17 laps on the mediums should be doable, considering you did 10 laps, or 9 laps, sorry, on qualifying used softs. So I think really softs to mediums is the best strategy around here. But heck, I'm not the driver, so I don't know. We have, oh god, it's just the whole map turned yellow, so I thought there was going to be a 60 or something, but it looks like it's just R10 who is spun. Check gap to leader, see where he'll come out. Maple will come out just behind R10-ish, so, I might be able to overcut a few people here if he's quick enough. 2.5 seconds was the gap when Joby came up, it's 2.3 now, 2.2, so really on traction, he's getting the better of him. quite obviously. Turning fresh tires versus 9 lap old softs. Really no competition there. But if he can be somewhat pacey, as Pixel and Rosie are going side by side, this isn't going to be good for either of them as rubbing tires. Pixel goes. Pixel had to make that move count because otherwise he wasn't going to be in good position. I believe R10 is going to be jumped by Maple. That is a possibility though, not sure. I believe Rosie is going to box. Maple should be boxing this lap. He is. Please don't get a 5-second time penalty. He doesn't. Is he going on to the mediums? It looks like it's going to be mediums. Yes, it's mediums. He's going on the mediums. He's going on strategy. Everyone seems to be going on, bar his teammate. No, Rosie actually stays out on his softs. And it looks like he is going to jump R10. Or will he jump R10, actually? R10 is coming across start, finish straight now. There's R10. Phoenix gets himself another 3-second time penalty. So, Maple doesn't jump R10, however, he was 7 seconds, now he's 1.5 seconds. So it looks like R10 did a bit of mistake, which led him to being so far back. But right now, Maple is in a provisional P6, and R10 in front of him is in P5. So if he can go into P5, then that means that Phoenix has to be outside the points. Currently, right now, he's in provisionally outside the points with his 6-second time penalty. Actually, no, he's in 10th. So really, anything to play for. Maple needs to... Or actually, Fox, Rosie haven't boxed yet, so Maple or Phoenix might be in provisional P8, but do keep in mind he is on old hards, and will those be able to go to the end? I don't know, considering he's already 7 laps on those, so it will be interesting to see toward the end. Maple seeming very pacey already off the bat, already closed up, as R10 is closing up to the person in front of him. He is on softs as well, keep in mind, but if R10 is closing, then Maple closing on R10, meaning that currently of this group, Maple is the quickest driver. Through Spoon already, he's carried so much more speed, and it looks like he's so much more comfortable through corners. Maple is actually streaming this, as Savy goes purple in second sector. So Maple, this could be the championship that he'll want to remember, so might as well get it on camera. Futuristic goes quickest with a 30.0, as Rosie gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding out of the pit lane, so that's going to benefit Phoenix if penalty situations to arise. R10 goes very defensive into turn 1. Will he stick his nose in? He does not, and Maple does not defend either, as he's still there, and we saw him just barely. But R10 and Maple getting feisty. So Maple on his fresh mediums will want to run away. And now Maple is in P5, and Pixel spun! Pixel spun, and that's going to allow Maple to zoom on by. Be careful, there's a stranded Mercedes on the middle of the track, but now Pixel, with very dirty and worn tires, might be able to get a better run on Pixel through here. He might chuck it up into overtake, you know. Depends if Maple... chucking a lot of dirt, as you can see, and oh god, Pixel is very slow. So looks like this ain't going to be a fastest lap attempt from him. But right now, if he finishes P4, Pixel needs... or Phoenix needs to be P9. He's in P8 now. Considering Fox hasn't boxed as well, he's in P7. So really, if Maple's real chance would be to finish P2 with the fastest lap, I think that's the best choice. Even P3 with the fastest lap, meaning that Phoenix has to be P6. So all to play for here. Unless if Phoenix spins or gets himself another penalty, it's going to be very hard for him. But Pixel now with his tires back to a standard condition. He doesn't have that much less ERS than Pixel. And Maple's going for it. He's keeping it in overtake. Please don't go for it. That was very close, as that's put Pixel off quite a bit. Phoenix is up to P7 after Fox is boxed. So now he's on top left. Phoenix is only 2 positions behind him. And I don't know if these mediums will be able to go to the end. I believe he might turn on the softs towards the end and go for fastest lap, try and steal that point away. Looks like it's a better run. Maple trying to go for the move. He's not going to be able to though, because it's just too difficult to overtake through there. Really right now he has to get a move on, because Pixel is losing touch to Futuristic in front, and I think really all Maple wants right now is a shot at a podium. After getting a drive-through penalty, I don't think it's necessary, Maple, for you to have the overtake on. Please turn it off. You're not going to be able to get a move on through here unless if he sends it. No, he doesn't. He needs to wait until Pixel does a mistake. in order to get this move done, so it doesn't lose the back end. Looks like Maple is going to keep it in overtake, and perhaps through here. See, that's why I don't get it. Why did you use the overtake? Because, you know, go defensive, and he goes down the inside. Oh, they make a bit of contact, and Pixel just ghosts, as there was a bit of stuttering there. So you just about ghost and just about get away with it. However, I feel like Maple right now is really pushing the limits right now of his car. I don't think it was necessary using overtake through that straight, because if you lift it towards the end, it's really unnecessary. You know, all to their own, each to their own, sorry, not all to their own. As spinning, there's a Encore, was spun, I believe. Well, he's the only AlphaTauri man on track that is alive, that is. So I believe it's him who spun. If that is a virtual safety car, that could benefit Phoenix quite substantially. Take a box, or even a safety car. Could help Maple out even as well. Could help really anyone out. Still on track though, Encore. Encore has been disqualified for parking in a dangerous position. Either A, his thing glitched, or B, he waited there until safety car VSC happened, which it didn't. But now we got a stranded car on the track. God dang it, Jesus. And that's almost led to someone dying. That was absolutely nuts. Is he still there on the track? He's gone. No, he's still there. Please don't go on the racing line. Please don't move over. Gosh. Freaking AI cars, I swear. And he's going over there. It's way too close from the liking. Maple now is very close. Will he be able to get a move on? I believe Pixel and Maple are closing up on Futuristic. Futuristic is the one who's losing touch to leaves in front. Pixel is going on the overtake, but he's out of VRS. Will Pixel be able to round and round the outside? They make a bit of contact. Wheelbang is, but he keeps him very tight. He gets pushed out wide, and it looks like Maple has got the move done. That is a fantastic move. It's a very crucial move as well, which meaning now that he's in P4, Phoenix has to be at least P9 in order to keep his championship hopes alive, and Fox gets the fastest lap. So now that Maple's in front, he is definitely the quicker driver. Now he'll need to see if he can get that fast lap, because if he gets that fast lap, he's 5/10 up already on his time, or 6/10 up already on his time. If he can get the fastest lap, that means that Phoenix has to be Phoenix needs P8 in order to, at least P8 in order to win the championship, and it's closing up. If he manages to get P3 and then the fastest lap, then Phoenix has to be P7. So where he is right now won't do, because remember, with that 6 seconds, he will fall back down to P8. So it's really, could really fall down to penalties here, which is absolutely nuts. But Maple also has his 3-second time penalty, so he needs to get Pixel behind him in order to get a move on. Futuristic, remember, he got that 5-second time penalty in the pits. Looks like Pixel already 1.3 seconds. Not even after a full lap behind Maple. Looks like Maple will be able to get the 3 seconds quite easy. Fastest lap was a late 28 or early 29. He comes across the line. He sets the fast lap with a 29.5, meaning that right now that has pushed Phoenix in order to keep the championship alive until Australia. He now needs to finish P9 or P8 at least P8. It looks like Maple is catching up to Futuristic and will catch up to Futuristic, it seems. In a matter of a few laps now. If he gets P4 with the fastest lap, Phoenix, I'm trying to see here, Phoenix with fastest lap needs to be P8. Or no, he has to be P8. Wait, no, if he's P3, sorry, with fastest lap, that means that Phoenix has to be P6. P6? Oh, I did not read that. So now that he has the fastest lap, and he's going to catch P3 any minute now, P3 with fastest lap, Phoenix has to be P6, and currently he's P8 currently right now. So Maple, as things stand, is winning the championship, but he really has to hope that he doesn't catch up to R10 and gap him by 6 seconds, or he needs to hope that he doesn't gap to Latazzi, because that will be really, right now it's in favor for Maple, and currently right now we are looking at the future championship with just over 11 laps to go. Savi and Dropey will start battling soon, so that could push them down further back the grid, as two Red Bull boys are getting spicy, as I believe Verzi lets his teammate by. And drifting through the final corner. Luckily he doesn't die. But we will go further back in front for fight for a lead, really, until Maple catches up. Because if one of these two spins, or if one of these two crashes, or if they keep squabbling to the point where Maple will be able to catch up, then that will mean big for Phoenix. Because Phoenix isn't gaining on R10. If anything, R10's gaining on Pixel. Pixel, yeah, he's out of it when it comes to catching up to Maple. So Maple really on the league in the league of his own right now. Savvy just about within the DRS, but he has 0 ERS. They roughly have the same amount of ERS, and they do have the exact same amount of ERS. Just about, yeah. Tropy's using it out of the corner. It's gonna make him have less ERS now. Savvy with his mediums, really right now, his best bet is to overtake now, as a hash driver that's Poofy Waffles has spun. Is it Poofy Waffles? No, it's Cinex. Cinex is spun. He's come back though. His Maple now is 1.9 seconds behind Futuristic. With his 3 seconds, that means that he needs to be 3 seconds in front of Futuristic with his 5-second time penalty. Savvy is really pushing the limits there, and if he gets another warning, I believe he gets a penalty. So these two are finding out Nick and Tuck. That'll be interesting. See what these boys can do. Maple almost within the second of Futuristic, and Cinex, I thought that was Savvy, sorry, Cinex with a 3-second time penalty. But really hope that Futuristic is clean and doesn't, you know, kill Maple, considering his teammate is in championship battle with him. Might tell him hold him up a bit more, but I don't think realistically there's much you can do when you have someone who's almost a second lap faster than you behind you. You know, there's only so much you could do. Considering he is also on pressure tires, technically. As spinning across the line, oh, Cinex is in the pits and has DNF'd, has retired. Will go on board with Maple in just a second, because it looks like these two are very quick. Looks like, but Maple looks like he has the upper hand on Futuristic. Let's see, will he be able to get him through this straight? Futuristic has 100% ERS, so you know, he hasn't been using his ERS really to much effect this entire race. Now he'll be able to spray all that ERS into his engine to go quicker. It looks like Maple is quicker through turns 1 and 2. Turn 3, turn 4. Really the S's, it looks like Maple doesn't carry much speed through there, but however he does get a better line through here, as Phoenix is now into P7. I don't know if that was like that before. Oh, the Tuzzy's in the pits for first set of softs, so that means Phoenix is in P7 now. Right now, Maple with the fastest lap. If he gets P3, Phoenix needs to finish P6. As things stand now, championship will be going to Australia if Maple stays in P4. Doesn't look like he will stay in P4 for much longer, considering he is on the cheeks of Futuristic. Futuristic not with the best of lines. Maple will dump a bit of that ERS just to catch up. You will see the raging Maple behind him. It's a very intimidating scene, seeing Maple behind you. It's Maple under-braking through the chicane. Uses more of the corners as well, so very neat stuff. But Futuristic really able to dump all of his ERS down the straight. It looks like Maple is also using his ERS. Will he be close enough? He looks to the inside. That did kind of put him off guard there as he loses the back end. Jesus, my heart sank. He almost loses the back end there, but manages to keep going. And I think really right now Futuristic is not only a distraction, but Dirty Air isn't helping at all as he goes out wide there. Phoenix is catching up slowly to R10, however, it won't be enough. Remember, he needs to gap him and gap 6 seconds if he wants to win this race. Or, I gotta stop saying win this race, if he wants to get P6. So really, right now, everything plays into the hands of Futuristic. Oh my god, Maple. My brain is mush, sorry. Maple struggling to get in front of Futuristic, it seems. Granted, Futuristic does have a bit more ARS than them, but he did use it through the entirety of the straight there. I believe he does use it also out of here. Not much, yeah, he does, just to get a better straight. But he's only 10 ERS now, more than him, and he does use the ERS throughout the track, I presume. Considering, you know, someone a second quicker behind you, you're gonna want to try and run away from him and hold him up as much as possible. Phoenix is quite gaining on R10 somehow, with 16 lap old hards. You wouldn't expect that, but it's happening. Futuristic dumped all of his ERS on the straight. Now we come into the phase where Maple somehow has more ERS than Futuristic. So as long as Maple can get a good run through one corner, then that would mean that he'll be able to get him in the straight. So if he can wait until the next DRS straight, or get him even at Spoon, God, I know there's downforce in these cars, but seeing that line there really stresses me out. He's 2/10 down his time. Futuristic, you didn't see. Looks like Maple now has 10% more ERS than Futuristic, and I think really right now what's happening is that Pixel is holding up R10, and considering he's on mediums, he's probably getting better traction out of corners than R10. I think R10. Oh God, as Futuristic is actually ghosted, he's glitching. So that means that Maple, without even having to work for it, has gone in front, and that is allowed Futuristic. He's actually having connection issues, I think. But that's put Futuristic in a bad position. That's put him now where he's behind, and Maple's in front without losing any time whatsoever, 0 time. Now Maple with 18 seconds to the car in front, I doubt he'll be able to make it in front. But speaking of which, there is also a battle for the lead, as Savvy's going to try and look around the outside. Dropey goes very wide, switch back to Dreams, and it looks like, oh, maybe not. Savvy gets a bad exit, but so does Dropey. These two squabbling now. If they do collide with each other, Maple will be able to pull off a Max Verstappen 2016 Spain and get the win. But right now, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But Maple with P3 and the fastest lap. Does he still have fastest lap? Hold on. How do you check fastest lap? Oh, there we go. Yeah, Maple does have the fastest lap by quite a bit, but not comfortably though. He's only 3/10 slower, but now that he's in clear air, he might see himself trying to get try and be able to do to get a updated fastest lap, as Latazi sets a 29.1 on the softs. That's not good for Maple at all. Maple was in P3 without the fastest lap. Phoenix needs to be P7, and he's in P7, and it looks like it's going to stay like that. So Latazi now has just yanked his Dreams away from him, as the spinning, I believe, Poopy Waffles there at the very bottom. So that means that Maple won't be winning the championship. Latazi getting the fastest lap, he's entitled to get the fastest lap, but Maple is really going to be cursing his life out, because he's going to be extremely disappointed, because if it's a P3 with fast lap, Maple was winning the championship. But right now, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, unless if Darius can close up 6 seconds to the back of Phoenix, which doesn't seem likely, or even nonetheless if Fox catches up, because Fox, remember, he is on fresh mediums. If he can get in front of Darius, he could perhaps get a shot as closing in 6 seconds. But it doesn't look likely that Phoenix, unless if Maple, oh god, okay, let's check the penalties real quick. Penalties. Phoenix has 6 seconds. Oh, Fox actually has 3 seconds, so yeah, he can't do anything. If Maple gets, or not Maple, if Phoenix gets more penalties, then Phoenix is in the pits! Phoenix is puncture prone, it seems, and he is chucking on the softs, and he's gonna come out in P9. So many changes right now. So Maple is winning the, okay, so right now Maple is in P3, doesn't have the fastest lap, won't get the fastest lap. So P3, that means Phoenix needs to finish P7, as R10 gives itself a 3-second time penalty. So he needs to finish P7, and I do remind you, people in front of him, such as Darius, does not have a penalty. Fox only has the 3, So, if Fox is quick and manages to hold up Phoenix a bit, even just the tiniest of bits, this is going to be tight. This is going to be very tight. As Dopey looks like he is going to send himself into the lead of this race once again, and Rosie gives himself a 3-second time penalty. So really right now with 4 laps to go, Phoenix needs to make, well, he needs to catch up to Darius. That's his main goal. He needs to finish B7. So he needs to catch up to Darius, which means that is roughly 12 seconds away, which is not impossible, but it's going to be very difficult. And then he needs to get in front of Darius, then gap 3 seconds, or 6 seconds. But I believe Darius might actually be coming into the pits, or might stay out because, you know, maybe he wouldn't have been pushing as much as Phoenix. But regardless, he needs to get in front of Darius is in the pits. Darius is in the pits. That changes everything. So that means that he needs to get in front of Fox and then gap him by 3 seconds, because Fox also has 3 seconds worth of penalties. So Phoenix is actually no, he's not 6. He is 9.3 seconds away from his championship right now. He needs to get in front of Fox, and then he also has to gap him by 3 seconds, which sounds easy, but you know, it might not be easy. 10 lap old mediums versus 0 lap old softs. But even if he manages to get, that is the worst possible way that Phoenix wants, because I think that will mean that Maple only needs to win the gap, or needs to finish in front of Phoenix in order to win the championship. You know, it could mean something small like that, or at least it could be, for Phoenix's sake, it would be a bad situation if it would mean that instead of Maple having to finish in third position, it would have to be Phoenix. Because I know that in some championships that the person trying to catch up the championship leader needs to finish first and hope that Maple crashes out. I think that might be the scenario that will be in next week. I think that would mean that Phoenix needs to finish in front of Maple for like 3-4 positions, considering that it's already very tight. But Phoenix now closing up to the back of Fox. It's going to be extremely difficult and tight to predict this. However, if Phoenix does snatch the fastest lap, which is entirely possible, as Spoof Waffles has spun, if Phoenix gets the fastest lap, I believe he might just only have to finish P8. He does, but I don't think that is a scenario. I think he needs to finish P7. Yeah, I think he just needs to finish P7. Futures gets another 3-second time penalty, because there's 2 points in between each gap, and I think so he needs to finish P7. Phoenix needs to aim for P7. Nothing more, nothing less. He's 4.7 seconds behind with just over 2 laps to go. It's going to be very close to see what these guys can do. But I think he has time. I think he has plenty of time to do so, and I think Phoenix will be able to catch up. Even if he needs to be 2 seconds a lap quicker. And, you know, it's going to be difficult. And right now, the penultimate lap of this race, so it's a 3-second time penalty. Remember, there's also a crap ton of penalties in front, so who knows, there could be changes. Oh wait, I forgot. Oh wait, I forgot about something completely that got out of my brain. Phoenix has 6 seconds worth of time penalties. Latazi has 0, and he's 3.3 seconds behind. So currently, right now, he's in a net P. He's in a net P9. Phoenix is in 9th, so he needs to get a move on now. One, he needs to get in front of Fox and gap him by 3 seconds, and he also has to make sure that he gaps 6 seconds to Latazi. I think Maple's done this. I don't know, but I think Maple has just about done this. It's going to be very difficult to see. It's going to be very difficult to see Phoenix get a move on. But I remember at the start of the season, Phoenix was absolutely dominating. He won, I think, the first 4 races, and then won a good few races after that. Maple being consistent all races, as Darius gets the fastest lap out of nowhere. So Darius now took that fastest lap point away, so Phoenix needs to get P7. It's P7 or nothing, but it looks like, really right now, Maple, you know, is in a good position. I do remember first commentating here, I'm going to get emotional here, but Maple did give me my commentator position. You know, I have to keep that in mind. He did give me that. He, you know, thanks to him, I'm commentating here. I just asked him, hey, you need a commentator position. I looked online, commentator roles, and he was like, yeah, hey, yo, man, I'll accept you, bro. And then in the first season, Maple was the best of the rest driver. You know, he was consistently getting P5s, P6s, you know, he was up there in the midfield. However, he was never really there. Last season, he was edging on podiums, and he got a couple podiums. But this season, he's got himself a couple wins, and he's got himself quite a few podiums and quite a few top 4, top 5 finishes. And really, with the last lap, it looks like it's going to be Maple, our World Drivers Champion. But nonetheless, there is still a battle for P1 here. Dropey is just about managing on those hards. He went onto the alternate strategy and made it work, considering the people on the mediums behind would be lightning quick. But he didn't manage to get in front. So Dropey really right now gifted. I wouldn't say gifted the win. No, I wouldn't say that. He dominated the race from start to finish. Yes, he was a bit lucky that his teammate did get the drive-through penalty, but I think that nonetheless, Dropey withstood the attacks from Savy and everyone behind. Dropey coming across the final couple of corners now, and the final chicane of death, I guess we can call it, of Japan. He comes across the final corner, and he takes the win for Racing Points in the Suzuka Grand Prix, with just behind Savy finishing in P2. But really right now, all eyes are on Maple. Maple, with a excellent race, excellent comeback drive, will come across the final corner for the final time as a normal driver, as he comes across the line to be champion of SOR in F1 2020. Season 12 goes down to SOR Maple, who wins the World Drivers Championship, with Pixel finishing P5, Futuristic R10 finishing P5, Futuristic finishing P6, Fox finishing P7, and Phoenix with a great start to the season didn't manage to get in front of Fox on old tires, and we can confirm now with Phoenix finishing he had to finish P7. He comes across the line. Not only is he going to come across the line P8, he's going to drop down to P9, which means our official World Drivers Champion goes to Maple. Congratulations, man, Maple. Honestly, great job. Great job at being consistent when you had to. You did not put your head down when you had to win this race or had to get a good result. And he did that. Maple came across the line, and it might be P3. You know, he might have wanted to win the championship in P1, but nonetheless, he has won the championship, and Maple is your respective World Drivers Champion. After a very intense race, for both Racing Points on the podium as well. But I am just checking it, and I'm reading it. Maple does not have the fastest lap, but if I am P3, Phoenix has to be P7, and he finished P9, which means that officially Maple is the Drivers' Championship. There's no questions asked, which is absolutely insane. As I was saying, Maple, you know, first season I was commentating here, like in F1 2019, he was best of the midfield. Then last season he was best of the rest, you know, getting P4, getting occasional P3s. But then this season he put it out there and won the freaking championship. So we have Dropey in P1, Savy P2, World Drivers Championship, Maple in P3 after a great recovery drive from a drive-through penalty. Pixel P4, R10 P5, Futuristic P6, Fox P7, Latazzi P8. Unfortunately for Phoenix, didn't manage to get himself up there to win the championship, but nonetheless P2 in the championship will be good. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a P2 battle now next week in the championship, because, you know, Dropey won the race and Phoenix only getting 2 points. You know, there could still be a battle for P2. Darius, the final points position in P10. Then we have Rorzy P11, best of the rest, Poofy Waffles in P12, and Cinex, Skintoni, Vessel, Mars, and Encore all DNFing. So that's been your race. We have crowned a World Drivers Champion, Maple, after a great recovery drive, and honestly, he's my driver of the day. So yeah, next race will be the final race in Australia, and we'll see you guys there.